The NBA All-Star break for the Chicago Bulls is now over. And with 27 games left, we got to talk about what to expect. And we got some good news. Josh Giddey will return tonight versus the Toronto Raptors. What will his impact look like for the team? We're going to talk about that as well. And Buzelis sets a challenge for himself for the remainder of the season. We're going to hear what he got to say, and we're going to talk about it, break it all down. But you got to hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. So if you're tuned in, ready to talk Bulls basketball, even when they give you a headache, and hopefully tonight we don't leave with too much of a headache. Hopefully we leave with some positivity versus the Toronto Raptors. But nonetheless, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We on our road to this 10K. We are close. So if you are a listener, you enjoying what you've been hearing over the last few days, even while we've been off, you want to get in tune with the live call, you want to get in tune with the post games that we're going to be bringing you all, join the family, hit that like button and subscribe. But hey, we got some good news coming out of Chicago. Josh Giddey will return to basketball activity tonight. At least that is the expectation for the Chicago Bulls. And that is to have Josh Giddey on the basketball floor with some of the newcomers, just so we can get an idea of who fits close with Josh Giddey. How does having Josh Giddey in the lineup affect the play of the Chicago Bulls? Because to be real with you, once the newcomers came in, there was just flashes of stuff, but there was a lot of different things that we can break down, talk about, and be like, the basketball is not the cleanest right now. And it's going to be interesting to see how all this stuff kind of meshes together as the Chicago Bulls finish off the season with 27 games left. I seen a clip that the Bulls posted of Jalen Smith saying, man, let's go out there. Let's try to make a name for ourselves. I'm like, hold on, buddy, old pal. We trying to get this pick. But that's just me from the perspective of a fan. I can't go out there and act like these guys this is their job. And their job is to go out there and play the best of their abilities. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are on expiring contracts. Some guys are still trying to find their way within this team. Some guys are trying to set themselves up to potentially walk away. Others are going to go out there and try to see how they can set themselves up to remain in a Chicago Bulls uniform, which is an interesting thing nonetheless. But hey, for Josh Giddey's sake, he has been out since January 28th. So he has had some time with that hamstring injury. It has been an injury that has been nagging all season long. And it's one of those things to where you tread with caution. Me and C-Dub, we had a conversation offline and we talked about it. And C-Dub is one of those guys, who's coming in with some caution. And I am as well. But I think that for me, the importance is having Josh Giddey come into this situation and absolutely see, even if it's a small sample size, does he fit better next to Anthony Simons? Does he fit better next to Jaden Ivey? How does having Buzelis as a center affect the basketball play? How does having Nick Richards being available for potential lobs affect the offensive basketball game? What will it look like defensively for the Chicago Bulls? So this is one of those things to where I'm happy that Josh Giddey is coming back. I understand that we should be planning and looking forward towards 2026-27 season, but they do have 27 games left, and I would like to see, as many bodies on the basketball floor as possible, just so we can all analyze what it will look like potentially if we move forward with some of these players. Now, how do I predict Josh Giddey will impact the game? I think he will impact the game at a high level. That's just my personal opinion. I believe he's going to be able to have the offense set up a lot cleaner. I believe Josh Giddey is going to go out there and be able to help with rebounding, with his shooting, with some playmaking, along with some of those other guys. And I think that we'll see a cleaner style of offense for the Chicago Bulls. I also believe that Josh Giddey, he needs to be out there. I honestly feel like he needs to be out there. And I think that the Chicago Bulls, the way that they're trying to do things, you know, we need to try to figure out if Jaden Ivey is worthy of being, extended with that restricted free agency period that he's going to run into for the Chicago Bulls. And then if you could potentially find some more help from one of the other bigs, something like that, you give opportunities to them. And I'm interested to see if Billy Donovan is going to put Rob Dillingham on the floor. Well, excuse me, Wes Unseld Jr. will be coaching tonight, by the way, just for you all. But I'm interested to see once Wes Unseld does, the coaching job today and Billy Donovan does the job for the remainder of the season, will they go with the Rob Dillingham and Josh Giddey lineup? That is something that's going to be interesting to me. I know there are some people that believe Rob Dillingham is more of a, I would say, combo guard per se, not necessarily a legit PG. So it's going to be interesting to see all these things line up, especially with the congestion of guards that we have on the Chicago Bulls team as it currently stands. But does this mean, and this is a big question, excuse me, does this mean the Chicago Bulls are going for the play-in? I had to ask the question. I know there's somebody on here like, Bobby, hell no, we ain't going for no play-in. But I seen crazier things, ladies and gentlemen. I seen crazier things, ladies and gentlemen, from my Chicago Bulls. Just last season, something that the Chicago Bulls hung their head on was that 15-5 record to end the season. Are we going to be bracing for another 15-5-esque type ending to the season? That's all I want to know. Or will the Chicago Bulls pull a Utah Jazz? Yeah, y'all can go ahead and play for them 3 quarters, but in this 4th quarter, Josh, you're sitting, Trey Jones, you're sitting, Anthony, you're sitting, etc., etc. How are we going to play this whole thing out? It's a legit question. Don't shoot me down yet, y'all. Don't shoot me down yet. It's a legit question because I seen time and time again the Chicago Bulls be behind the bubble and have an opportunity to not be in the top 10, and suddenly, after the All-Star break, they go on runs. I've seen that. The biggest thing and the biggest question is, how does Billy Donovan see it? How does Arturas see it? And if all of these guys that's involved with the decision making, are they in alignment with what the goal is? Look, I always say I would never apologize for winning. However, I believe at this point in time, we should be doing what's best for next year, whatever that may look like. Go out there and win a couple games. Just make sure you stay behind. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you stay behind. Because if we're talking about going nuclear with a tank job, yeah, it ain't happening. You got too much talent on the team. Maybe not the up-team degree of talent on the team. And then you're also ahead of 9 to 10 teams in the tank. So you might have to consider it a soft tank. You can go out there and win some basketball games. Yeah, we can go out there and do some things pretty well. Maybe we might come up with a win that might surprise some people. I ain't even going to lie to you. But protect the asset. That's all I'm saying. But the crazy thing is that when you think about it, what if a fine come across Jerry Reinsdorf's desk? He going to be real ticked off and somebody going to hear about it. If the bottom line ain't bottom lining, somebody ass on the line. Somebody else gonna be on the line. I'm just letting you know. And that's just what it comes down to, man. But hey, I'm looking at it like that. What should the Chicago Bulls do? Are they gonna go ahead and do something like that? Excuse me, y'all. But it's gonna be an interesting thing to watch out for. I tell you that. It's gonna be interesting because we know what happened last year. Kobe White wins Player of the Week. Kobe White wins Player of the Month. Josh Giddey going crazy. Now, who is those players that can go crazy? Josh Giddey could definitely be one of them. You know what I mean? Montes Buzelis. Speaking of Montes Buzelis, he set a challenge for himself, y'all. Montes Buzelis set a challenge for himself. I feel like this is a perfect way to lean right into it after we talked about the Josh Giddey impact. I think he's going to do a great job coming back, whether that's for the remainder of the season or if it's just for a small sample size. But who are one of those guys that can absolutely show up for the remainder of the season? That is one Buzelis, who is setting a challenge for himself for the remainder of the season. He said a lot of different things, and that can be found on Sports Illustrated if you want to check out the entire article. And I did go out there and pull something from the article of what Buzelis said. He said, I always wanted to be a leader and be more vocal. I feel like this is an opportunity to show what I can do and try to lead the guys, steer the guys in the right direction. I'm just going to try to be more vocal out there and be more of a leader. There you have it. The young man is stepping up to the fray. And that's what I like. I always said this about Buzelis. I love the mentality because when you talk about good versus great, what separates the two, regardless of talent, is the mindset. This is a mindset I can get on board with. It's like if you're looking at a different sport. Tom Brady not the fastest. There's probably more people in the league that you can go out there and say has a better arm than him. What separates him and make him the GOAT is the mindset. Same thing can be said about basketball. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Look, it's not a debate. I'm not saying that LeBron is not great, but what separates the level of greatness for me is the mindset of a killer going into a game and said, I'm not losing. Going into a series in a championship on the line and saying, I'm not losing. I don't care how many times I shoot it. I don't care what y'all got to do. It's the mindset. It's I'm the best player out here. You ain't going to stop my mind. I'm about to go win. That's what separates the goods from the greats for me. Now, Buzelis is a talented young man, for sure. Absolutely. Still got some growing to do. But one thing I like is the mindset. I really, really like the mindset of this young man. He always talks about how he wants to work harder. After the All-Star game, he said he works himself to exhaustion to get into the Sunday All-Star game. Not just Rising Stars, not just all that other stuff, not dunk contest. He wants to play on Sundays as a legit All-Star. And he's going to work himself to exhaustion to get there. That's the mindset I like. Now, there's a thing that, hey, you can have the mindset, but you also got to put it on wax. And that's what Buzelis absolutely has to do. This is a great opportunity for him. I believe Josh Giddey is going to be looking for him. That's who he has continuity with, chemistry with on the basketball court when the starting five goes out there. That is not to say Josh Giddey can't work with some chemistry with other players. However, the guy that has that talent, the guy that has that mindset, the guy that has the chemistry with the primary ball handler is this young man. And if you look at Buzelis and what he has done so far this season compared to last season, dang near everything is up. The man is averaging 1.5 blocks. 1.5 blocks. 3-point shooting is better. Field goal percentage is better. Point total is better. Rebounding is better. Assists are better. So let's go out there and set a great example towards the end of this season, Buzelis. You challenging yourself, I'm going to hold you to that challenge. And it starts tonight versus the Toronto Raptors. Let's go out there. Let's make sure we're doing the best thing that we can do. And let's make sure you go out there and be effective. Now, there are times I always look at Buzelis and I be like, hey, bro, you got it. Boom. Turnover comes. I'm pissed off now. So then I'm like, why you do that? Why you try to split 3 defenders, go behind the back and yam it? I get it. Trusting in his abilities. Trust your abilities. But when there has to be a equilibrium or a balance per se of trusting the ability, but also trusting that basketball IQ, Montes. That's sometimes what gets me ticked off about Montes. But he is a young player, so I'm not going to go too crazy on him. And I believe he will continue to develop and get better. It's why sometimes we see Billy Donovan put him on the bench or things like that for missed assignments, or he gets in foul trouble, or he's making boneheaded turnovers and stuff like that. It's all understandable, even when it ticks me off. But I still believe in the kid. I'm glad that he's challenging himself and setting the goal to be more vocal. I'm interested to see if he collide with somebody. I ain't saying going out there and start a Detroit Pistons brawl, but I'm just saying, let's ruffle some feathers. I want to see Montes Buzelis dunk on somebody's head and continuously say, fuck you talking about. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see out of Montes Buzelis. Him talking that talk, also playing that play. Make that play, talk that talk. And we gonna be rocking. We already rocking. You Chicago kid. You a Chicago land area kid. Gotta say that. Gotta say it like that because some people go, he's from Hinsdale. I know he's from Hinsdale. So we gonna say Chicago land area kid. But hey, man, I'm up for the challenge. I'm willing to see what's gonna go down with him. And man, we start the rest of the season later today. We will have the live call ready to rock and roll. After that, we will be on for the post game. You all asked for it. You will receive it. Me and C-Dub going to be breaking it down. I'm either going to be doing Be Better, bro, or C-Dub is going to be calling dubs from C-Dub. Well, either way it go, we're going to be right there. We're going to go through the hard times as a collective. And, hey, join in. Join the fun. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel at the same time. But that is it for me, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode. Before you get up out of here, once again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell. Live calls be lit. What better way to do it with the best in the world and two of your favorite people? Come on now. Y'all the best in the world. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.